Hello, so today we're going to take a look at the best 50 creatures in Magic the Gathering Old School. So at number 50 we have Will-O-the-Wisp, which is a defensive creature, which is not going to win games for you offensively. It's going to block stuff. At number 49 we have Scream Sprites, which is a little bit better than Flying Man. Very nice for mono green, and it's also used in blue-green Berserk. At number 48, Goblin Balloon Brigade. This card takes benefit from being a goblin, so I have ranked it higher than Scream Sprites. At number 47, Cynic Poltergeist, which is known as the Mox Destroyer. So that's why this card is here. At number 46 we have Goblin King. This is a tribal card, a goblin that boosts other goblins. Very good if you're playing with Fallen Empires, Goblin Grenade, and that's a viable tribal strategy. At number 45, Demonic Hordes. Like, if you can get to a point where you can destroy your opponent's lands, this is nice. At number 44, Elvish Archer. I feel like this card is somewhat outclassed by other 2-drops like Argothian Pixies. At number 43, Witch Hunter. At number 42, Time Elemental. Witch Hunter can only bounce creatures, so at number 41, Sage of Erhnam. This creature is used in blue-black robots, robot decks in general, and maybe if you want to sacrifice Suchi and play a Fireball or things like that. At number 40 we have Woodden Troll. This is a lesser Sedge Troll, so it feels somewhat outclassed. At number 39, Whirling Dervish. Sideboard card for green decks against mono black. At number 38, Juggernaut, a big guy, mostly a budget card, but this guy is big. At number 37, Black Knight. It doesn't pass the Mishra's Factory test unless you're playing Bad Moon, so it's somewhat outclassed by Order of the Ebon End. At number 36, Order of Leetpoor. I feel like White Knight is better. At number 35, Granite Gargoyle. This is a fair creature, flying creature. It's okayish. At number 34, Force of Nature. This is a big creature. It's very good with Spirit Link. It's going to hit hard. At number 33, Air Elemental. This is a big flying creature, like Mammoth Jean, Serra Angel are better than this, but it's still decent. Number 32 we have Deep Spawn, a very good creature for Reanimator decks. Also, this is the first creature with something that resembles Shroud, Hexproof, things like that. And at number 31 we have Preacher, which is a good sideboard card for white decks. Let's take a look at creatures ranging from number 30 to number 21. This is where the good stuff starts. These creatures are widely appreciated. At number 30, Scavenger Folk. This creature is a walking removal, and it sees play in both Arabian aggressive decks and mono green, so quite decent. At number 29, Serendib Efreet. This card has a heavy drawback, a major drawback, and it's not easy to make it work, and you cannot play this creature in multiple copies, but this guy is very big. At number 28 we have Solkanar, the Swamp King. 3 colors, it's quite good. 5 mana, 5/5 guy, Swamp Ult. It gives you the chance to gain some lives. It looks okay. At number 27, Ifh-Bíff Efreet. This is a 3/3 flying creature, built-in hurricane. This is a good card, but it doesn't really fit the plan for green decks, which are aggressive decks, but it's a very good card. At number 26, Order of the Ebon Hand. This is the best 2-drop for black decks. It passes the Mishra's Factory test. At number 25, White Knight. White has more ways to deal with Mishra's Factory than black decks. At number 24 we have Guardian Beast. This card, it can be disappointing at times, but the synergies with the Mineral Disc and even more importantly Chaos Orb, these synergies are just too good. At number 23, Royal Assassin. This is a great creature, mostly a defensive one. As you can tell, I like offensive creatures, so Royal Assassin doesn't get any higher than this on my list. At number 22, I have Spirit Thunder, which is a good flying creature for mono-white decks or blue-white flyers. It's a bit undersized, at least by nowadays standards. Still a very good creature. At number 21, Ifh-Bíff Efreet. This card has the traits of a great creature, but triple red is a problem. It's very hard to fit this card into deck. Also, it's going to compete with Lightning Bolt for a slot, which is very bad. Other than that, this is a solid attacker. It's not a good blocker because it's not reliable, but it's not going to be destroyed in combat because it has a very high toughness, and 3 damage plus a Lightning Bolt takes out any blocker, so nothing blocks this safely. It looks good. So here we have the top 20. Only elite creatures are included in this group. These cards are relevant pieces of tier 1 decks. So at number 20, Mammoth. This is a big flying creature, not necessarily the best in the game. It was outclassed by Serra at some point, but it's still a good hitter for mono-blue decks. Shivan Dragon is a similar case, however, it has a built-in fire breathing, so it's better for offensive purposes. Very iconic, so definitely in the top 20. At number 18, Kirdape, oversized 1-drop. Very important card in Arabian aggro decks. Number 17, Argothian Pixies. I'm not a huge fan of this card, but it's very important because it's protected from artifacts. Actually, it can be targeted by things like Icy Manipulator, but it does not receive damage and it cannot be blocked. At number 16, Tetravus. This is another flying creature, and having it ranked higher than Shivan Dragon and Mammoth is questionable. I like the fact that this can be played in any deck and it takes advantage from colorless sources of mana like Mishra's Workshop and Sol Ring. Also, it can be copied with Copy Artifact, which is more playable than Clone. At number 15 we have Llanowar Elves, and at number 14 Elves of Pit Shadow. Creatures that give mana are special creatures and they don't need to be oversized to make it to this list. At number 13, Bull Lightning. This is a very important creature for red decks. It doesn't stay for long, but it does a lot of damage and that's enough. Very unique creature. At number 12, Sengir Vampire. This card isn't much better than air elemental, but yeah, it cannot be targeted by terror, it cannot be targeted by red elemental blast, but there's more than that. My point is that Send Your Vampire takes advantage from the context, so into Turach and Dark Ritual, and that makes all the difference. At number 11 we have Atog, which is another card that is very important for red decks. So it defines an archetype and it's barely out of the top 10. At number 10 we have Triskelion, which is very good in robots. It can be used almost anywhere. Any deck that has access to a lot of mana, even something like a red deck, can use this creature because it enters the battlefield and it deals damage. It can remove opponent's creatures. Very good card. Also, Copy Artifact is very nice with this card. At number 9, Savannah Alliance. This card is most likely the best one drop in the game. I mean, Cured Ape is situational, you need a forest in play. Savannah Alliance always hit for 2. At number 8, we have Birds of Paradise. This is the best mana dork. It's going to fix your mana, so very relevant, not only in green decks but also Erhnam decks. At number 7, I have Hypnotic Spectre. This is another undersized card, but this time it's an important one. It gives you a different angle of attack. Most creatures only look to deal damage. Hypnotic Spectre forces your opponent to discard cards from their hand randomly, so it has a bigger impact on the game than power and toughness. At number 6, Sushi. Sushi is a very important 4-drop in the format, one of the very best, and also a colorless one, so you can use it in any deck. It can be targeted by Copy Artifact. However, it has 2 major drawbacks. One, it can be targeted by artifact removals like Shatter, Divine Offering, Disenchant, Crumble. Most colors have access to removals. And the other drawback is that if you're playing with Mana Burn, which you should, it's going to deal 4 damage to you when it's destroyed during combat. Unless you have a Mishra's Factory or something like a Giant Tome. And now we have the 5 best creatures in Old School Magic the Gathering. These creatures are the very best. Number 5, Sedge Troll. This card is a good creature on its own. If you have a swamp, it's a 3/3 regenerate creature for free, which is something unheard of in Old School. And if you have a Minerals Disc, that's a very good combo, so build around card. At number 4, Erhnam Djinn. This creature is the second biggest 4-drop in the format, well known build around in Erhnam, but also a decent 4-drop in any deck. So this card is good. This card is good even without the context. At number 3, we have Serra Angel, and this card, maybe it deserves more. You can rank it as high as number 1. I have no problem with that. It's just that good. Flying, Vigilance, just very good. And the first 2 cards, for me, the indicator that a creature is just too powerful and too big is that it deals 1 damage to its owner. So at number 2, Juzam Djinn. This creature is huge, and with mono black, it can enter the battlefield as soon as turn 1. It's extremely powerful. It punishes decks that cannot deal with creatures. Very important dominating force in the metagame. But at number 1, the best of them all, in my opinion, that card is Serendib Efreet. This card is really unique. There is no other big flying creatures that comes down on turn 2 on average. Like you play 2 lands, a Mox, this comes down on turn 2. So with Juzam Jin, you are at risk of getting 2 for 1. With Serendib Efreet, this is not the case. Also it has flying, which is very important. Let me know what you think about these rankings. Thanks for watching and see you soon.